Dear students, I have come with a new module, suit for damages. Now, we know that if the contract is not performed properly, suit for damages is coming under discharge of contract. This is one way of discharging the contract. If the one party or both the parties not fulfill their share of obligation, or if the contract is not fulfilled according to the agreement, there will be damages they have to pay. Whoever the party in default, he has to pay the damages. That is suit for damages. So in this module, we will learn who all are got the right to file for suit for damages, what are the conditions and what are the types of damages. So meaning of damage, first is damages are the monetary compensation. I bought a consumer durable, it's not working, brand new. So I'm filing a case for damage. They are paying me either a replacement of the item or they are giving me compensation. Now, purpose of damage is compensation and not punishment. See, when I'll get back my money, what I had spent, then I will be happy. Or if I'll get back the item, I will be happy. So that is monetary compensation and it's not a punishment. The injured party is compensated. Whoever the party at default. So if you're not performing the contract, before the date of the contract, they have to discuss with the parties and they have to reach a consensus. If the one party, they are waiting for the contract to fulfill and it's not fulfilled, meaning the party at default has to be compensated. Injured party has to be compensated. And who will pay the compensation? Party at default will pay the compensation. This is called the doctrine of restitution. Restituting. You are giving that position of the party in the same position as if he has not entered into contract. Doctrine of restitution. Compensating the party injured. And who is giving? The party at default. Now, rules regarding damages, there are 11 points. So these points we are going to learn in detail. Now, first one is ordinary, general or compensatory damages. So this is the usual damage for breach of contract. When we enter into a contract or when we buy certain things, it is quite possible that, see, online dealers like Amazon, Flipkart and all, they're doing numerous transactions every day. So it's quite possible that sometimes it will happen. So this will come under ordinary, general or compensatory damages. Or big dealers, consumer durables, Big Basket or Star Hyper Bazaar, anybody or that anyone who is doing supermarket, there will be complaints from customers. They are not happy. So they will come for the damages. This will come under this category. Usual damages for breach of contract. So this is common with the sale of goods. Anybody dealing with that, numerous customers, it can happen that one or two, they may be unhappy customers. So how they will calculate the damage? Damage is calculated as the difference between the contract price and market price on the date of contract. See, for example, I'll give you an example. So this is the contract price and the market price on the date of contract. A and B entered into a contract for sale of cement at rupees 500 per bag. That contract has to fulfill after a week's time or 10 days time. That A has not delivered the cement as per the contract. So B waited for 10 bags of cement. He is not able to do that. So B will file the case for damage or B will approach A for damage, how the damage is calculated. Imagine the date of contract, it was 500. When they entered the contract, the price of cement was 500. And the date of contract, it's increased by 50 rupees. So the agreement was to sell 10 bags of cement. So the 50 into 100, 5,000 rupees, they will claim as damage. And A has to pay to B the 5,000 rupees as damage. Imagine if it's 5 bags of cement, 50 into 5, 250 rupees, they have to pay as damage. So this is how they will calculate the damages. Now, second one is special damages. This cannot be claimed as a matter of right. See, like ordinary damages, you cannot claim it as a matter of right. Whereas special damage, special circumstances and loss for breach of contract is discussed at the time of the contract. So this is very important. See, for example, when you are buying a new house property, imagine you are living in a rented apartment. So you will, when the time of entering into contract with the builder or the party you are buying that apartment, you will inform them that we have given notice for vacating the rented premises, rented house property. So that meaning, based on that, if they are saying September 1st, we are getting that builder is telling you, we will hand over the key for the new flat. That meaning you have given to your landlord that you are vacating the house property by August 31st. If it will not happen because the circumstances you have mentioned, then you can claim special damages. So here the important condition you have to remember, the circumstances will lead to the future loss you have to specify at the time of entering into contract. Subsequent knowledge of special terms, circumstances will not give this right. See, for example, if you're a traveler, if you're booking a connecting flight, when you're booking the connecting flight, there itself you have to mention that if you miss this flight, then the consequences will be there. You will miss the connecting flight. Then you can claim the special damages. Subsequent knowledge of special circumstances will not give the customer the right to claim for special damages. Now, the third one is exemplary, vindictive or punitive damages. This damage is to show the court's strong disapproval. That meaning you have done something wrong. Damages are not in proportion to the loss cost. So this is, you have to show that the person who has defaulted, this is definitely something wrong from his party. So that is breach of contract to marry. You will invite customers, you will invite all your friends, family, everyone for the marriage. And imagine on the day the groom is not ready to come for the wedding. So that meaning the breach of contract to marry. Similarly, dishonor of a check by a banker when there are sufficient funds in the credit of the customer. This will be a great damage in the case of a business person, because usually business, they deal on credit transactions. They will give post-dated check. They will give bills of exchange. If it's dishonored, nobody will trust his word for delayed payment. So it's very important. So in this case, if sufficient balance is there in the customer's account, even after that, if the check is dishonored, then they can take action for exemplary, vindictive or punitive damages. Now, fourth one is nominal damages. Nominal damages are awarded for namesake, 1 rupee or 100 rupees or 10 rupees. So, nominal damages are awarded as a matter of right. Example, when there is not much difference between the contract price and the market price. See, for example, in the case of cement, first example I gave, and contract entered into 500. When the contract entered into, the cement price was 500. When the date of the contract also, the price is only 500. There is no increase or no decrease. That meaning the court may award some 100 rupees or 10 rupees just to show that the party at default, the dealer has not given the 10 bags of cement or 5 bags of cement. So that just to show that he has defaulted, they will give a nominal damage. Now, damages for loss of reputation. This is very important. People in position, mainly politicians, academicians, doctors, lawyers, known people, if you damage their reputation by falsely filing a sexual harassment case or PhD thesis plagiarism or fake degree certificate, if you can prove that that is wrong, the party raised that objection is totally wrong, you can claim that for loss of reputation. Imagine a vice chancellor's PhD degree. Somebody is questioning in the court that it's a fake degree or plagiarized thesis. Then they can file for loss of reputation. So these damages are awarded as per the reputation of the person. Higher the position they enjoy in the status, then the higher will be the damages. Then it is mitigation of damages. Mitigation of damages meaning, you have to remember, injured party must use all reasonable means to mitigate the damage. If your house is on fire, so what you will do? You will try to protect that. Whatever you can save, you will try to, as an ordinary person, how he will behave. If your vehicle met with an accident, you will try not to create more damage because you have to suffer the loss. So mitigation of damages, whoever the party affected, they should see that as an ordinary person, how you will react. You have to take all the reasonable steps to reduce the damages, because you cannot wait for the damage to happen, so that you cannot think that I can pay more compensation, I can claim more compensation from the defaulter. It is not like that. You should try to reduce the cause of damage or the amount of damage. So next is damages for inconvenience and discomfort. So that is damages for physical discomfort or inconvenience. So you have to remember, see that when you are traveling in a business class in an aircraft, if you see a cockroach there, or if you some rat is coming and sitting on your lap, or imagine you ordered food from a 5-star hotel, you see a cockroach in that or a hair in that, you can claim for inconvenience and discomfort because you expect the best thing. Or imagine a totally vegetarian person going to a McDonald's or KFC store and they are asking for pure vegetarian food or Jain food. then they are giving something which is against their whatever they ordered. If they are serving them non-veg food, they can file huge compensation. There are cases where these outlets have paid huge compensation for damages for inconvenience and discomfort. So, or if the flight delayed for few hours, or if there is any service deficiency from a bank or an insurance company or a health insurance person. See, health insurance, you have to be hospitalized for 24 hours. Then you got every right to ask for the compensation. If you are not getting that, if there is any service deficiency in giving their claim, then you can file for damages for inconvenience and discomfort. Now, next is difficulty of assessment. All cases, it's not possible for the court to assess the compensation or the damages. This is especially true in case of loss by fire, theft, natural calamities. So general rule is that the damages which cannot be assessed cannot be recovered. See, for example, in the case of sale of goods, it's very easy to calculate the damage because you know the market price, you know the contract price, whatever the price you entered at the time of entering into contract and the market price. Whatever difference, the court can ask you to pay as compensation. Whereas fire, loss by fire, theft, natural calamities, if your house is lost, vehicle is lost, antique jewelry is lost, nobody can compensate. You cannot calculate the value, so much attachment you have. So that is the difficulty of assessment. Next is cost of decree. The injured party is entitled to legal expenses along with damages. You might have seen that when somebody is filing consumer durables case, everybody will ask for litigation expenses because unnecessarily your time is wasted. You have to go to the court, you have to file, argue for that. Sometimes you may have to take legal help. All these are expenses. So you file the case for litigation expenses. That is cost of decree. Cost of decree meaning the litigation expenses you have to incur. So condition is that he or she has to claim litigation expenses at the time of filing the case. At the time of awarding the case, you file for litigation expenses, you will not get, or you ask for litigation expenses, you will not get. When you're filing the case, you have to say that inconvenience cost, unnecessary expenditure, unnecessary waste of time. So I have every right to get my litigation expenses. So any consumer durables case, you can see that they are always asking for litigation expenses. Next is damages agreed upon in case of breach. See, damages in case of breach of contract has to be agreed upon at the time of entering the contract. See, for example, when you're taking a bank loan, always there will be condition. Whatever the loan you have taken, if you're not paying that EMI on the date of loan, you have to pay interest. Penalty will be there. This can be for anything. Your LIC premium, if not paid on time, penalty will be there, plus your bonus calculations will get affected. So damages agreed upon in case of breach, especially when you are entering into a financial contract with financial institution, always they will specify if it's pledging gold loan, anything, if payment is not coming on time, you have to pay the penalty. Last point is liquidated damages and penalty. Liquidated damages are decided by the parties as a genuine and pre-estimate of the probable loss. Example, liquidated damages is that dealers are not allowed to sell above the price fixed by the dealers union. See, liquidated damages, cement dealers, taxi drivers, auto drivers, they have the rules. Per kilometer they are charging this rate, outstation they are charging, or retail price will be this, wholesale price will be this. So the union, when you are a member, they will decide. Beyond this, you cannot sell. Whatever the rates fixed by that, you cannot charge from the customers or wholesalers. So here, if somebody is violating this, they will be paying the liquidated damages. Whereas penalty, what is the difference between liquidated damages and penalty? That's what we are going to learn. So penalty meaning disappropriated the damage. It has nothing to do with the action you did or the default you have done. Example, penalty for traveling without a valid ticket. If you are traveling in a train without a valid ticket or in a bus, 7 times, 8 times you have to pay the compensation. So it's not proportional to the damages cost. So that is the difference between liquidated damages and penalty. So this is what I wanted to explain in this module. Happy learning. Thank you.